Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be building this workbench. This is kind of a weird workbench. It's a new design I'm trying out, and the idea was to try and be as efficient as possible on materials. So this bench is built out of one sheet of 3/4 inch plywood and one sheet of 1/2 inch plywood essentially. There's a few other tidbits here and there like the top and the drawer sides and stuff like that. But the main construction of the bench consists of 2 sheets of plywood. These are 5 foot by 5 foot sheets of baltic birch plywood. I used baltic birch in this project mainly because there's no voids in it. There is going to be exposed plywood edges. I do want to give a shout out to OP Hardwoods in Springfield, Missouri for supplying the baltic birch plywood I used in this project, as well as the walnut that I used on the edge banding. So the design of this bench is actually very simple, yet still very scalable. Basically what I did was I took a sheet of 3/4 inch baltic birch plywood and I ripped it into 2 7/8 inch wide strips. The entire carcass and frame and drawer boxes of this bench are all made out of 2 7/8 inch wide strips. It makes it extremely easy to plan since everything is the same width. It's just the pieces are a different length, and it lends itself to not only this bench, but I might be building an assembly table later on. This is actually the second bench that I've made using this design. I built the first one, I used it for a few weeks, and I fell in love with it. It's so easy to use, it's sturdy, it didn't cost that much. I'm really happy with it. So the joiner of this bench is really simple as well. We're just using Kreg screws, face screws, and glue. We don't need to get nuts. This is shop furniture. We don't need to be doing crazy dovetail joinery. It's just not necessary. This is gonna hold up great for years and years to come. Now, even though this workbench is built out of Kreg screws and glue and face screws, and all the purists out there are gonna say, oh, you can't use Kreg screws, they'll never hold up, it's junk. Now this thing's plenty sturdy. Look at this. Got the bottom drawer out here. I can stand in it. There's no creaking. This thing isn't going anywhere. There's nothing wrong with Kreg screws. Now, if you'd like to follow along in the build of this bench, I'm gonna try and make some plans available down in the description below, if I can pull that off. But to get started, you're gonna need 1 sheet of 3/4 inch 5 foot by 5 foot Baltic birch plywood, 1 sheet of 1/2 inch 5 foot by 5 foot Baltic birch plywood, a piece of black laminate, I think I got mine from Menards, some hardwood edge banding. It can be pretty much whatever you've got. I used walnut because OP Hardwoods had some fantastic walnut. Some screws, glue, and 2 to 3 sets of drawer slides depending on whether you want to do 2 or 3 drawers. Now, being as how the construction of this bench is so straightforward, and I'm using methods that pretty much anyone knows how to do unless you don't know how to use a Kreg jig, in which case I recommend looking that up. We're just gonna do a fun montage video here. It's basically gonna be a whole bunch of B-roll of me slapping this thing together. And you're gonna get the basic idea how it goes together. There's not much to it, but it's a really cool design. It's a lot of fun to build. So, if you're ready, let's do it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I enjoyed making it. I know it's a little high energy. Let me know, did you like it? Did you not like it? Is there something you would suggest me doing in the future? Let me know down in the comments. I don't know if you don't tell me. If you did like the video, be sure and give me a thumbs up. I appreciate those. They help the channel. And if you would be so kind as to subscribe, I'd love to bring you more content like this in the future. I hope you get a little bit of inspiration out of this to do something a little bit different with your next workbench. Don't follow convention, do something different. Why not? It's fun. And plus, you get to look at it every day in your shop. You don't want it to look like something you ripped out of an old 1950s house, kitchen. Do something neat. Enjoy yourself. So, until next time, thank you so much for watching, and you all take care.